Being the mother of a toddler is not any easy task. Having kids may be a life-changing experience that you simply want to plan and be prepared for. Usually, when two people are lucky enough to form the choice on when to reproduce and start a family of their own, they do so at a mature age where they're able to fully tackle and face the immense challenges of parenthood. Unfortunately, mistakes do happen, and therefore, the decision to possess children is not any longer a choice, but a reality that happened quickly and was unexpected. These situations are often extremely frightening to any adults who are now close to become parents. So, are you able to imagine how frightening it must be when the soon-to-be mother isn't even old enough to get her driver's license or college application? Sounds insane, right? Well, sadly, this is often a reality that has become far more common over the recent years. With teen pregnancy reality TV shows and large social media followings, the global audience has become insatiate consumers of checking out about teen parents and young mothers. Greetings, salutations everyone, warmly welcoming you to our channel. The one-stop shop for all things that make you drop everything and wonder, the channel that drops videos that makes you boggle your mind and question reality itself. Please give us a thumbs up and make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so that you can be notified whenever we post another one of these bizarre and fascinating videos. Today we hope to transcend beyond the newly birthed trend of teen pregnancy and the unnecessary romanticization of underage pregnancies through various media platforms and give our viewers a list of the top 10 most unique mothers throughout history. So buckle your seatbelts and keep your rattles at the ready because it only gets crazier as the list goes on. How does this happen? Biologically speaking, the youngest mothers in the world have typically experienced puberty symptoms at an early age, such as being able to menstruate early. Hence, they are able to carry the baby and in some cases even give birth. However, the question of how do they get pregnant still remains. There can be many explanations as to how exactly, but the most common scenario is that these girls were either raped or abused by people who were close to them, sometimes even their own family members. So, this is the dire and grim reality of these girls. Stay tuned folks, because we're going to be diving into this world and we will meet a few unique people in the list we are about to present to you. Number 10. Anna, Russia. She gave birth in April 2000 in Rostov-on-Don, Russia. This is another tragic case where this poor girl was raped when she was only 8 years old. She fell victim to the abuse of her 13-year-old neighbor and was soon discovered pregnant, and she was rushed into the hospital after her first signs of pregnancy were shown, and she gave birth and the baby was birthed. Number 9. Hilda Trujillo, Peru. She was from a broke family that stayed in a one-room residence that was small and that barely survived on the verge of poverty. Despite life being a challenge itself, they were still able to open up their own home for their family and friends. Little did they know that when they accepted to stay 22-year-old cousin, that the fate of Hilda would take a turn for the worst. They never dreamed about it, but one day the cousin had raped Hilda in secret. 5 months after, the mother of Hilda's, who is, for lack of a better word, a servant or a maid, witnessed the abnormal growth on her daughter's stomach. That instance provoked her to bring Hilda to a doctor, and the doctor stated that Hilda is soon going to be a mother. Her cousin who raped her was right away arrested and charged. 3 months after the doctor's diagnosis, Hilda gave birth to a baby girl named Maria del Rosario on December 2nd, 1957, without any anesthesia or painkillers at all. This is as horrific as it sounds, folks. Imagine giving birth without any painkillers or anesthesia at the age of 8. Number 8. Unknown girl, Colombia. In 2004, this 7-year-old girl was told by her mother to fetch medicine in a drugstore that was situated close by to where the two lived. In this drugstore, a 32-year-old guy was employed. Little did the girls know that sending her daughter to the drugstore alone would become the reason that tragedy would befall. After 8 months, policemen detained the girl and the mother because the girl's inflamed tummy was suspected to be concealing drugs. The mother of the girl admitted that her daughter is pregnant, and the employee of the store was the one responsible for this grotesque act of sexual misconduct. The mother and the daughter had been threatened by the employee and blackmailed them to keep this horrific incident for the females, keep the case between them. On October 11, 2004, she gave birth in the Mason Hospital. Number 7. Mumzy Nigeria. In different places of Africa, the exercise and practice of harems and having polygamous households is common to this day. Mundane aspects of their local lifestyle. Usually, females are placed in close quarters and no men are allowed within them besides the chief of the tribe. This cultural phenomena has been in practice for centuries. The chieftain's harem normally does not include small girls that haven't reached sexual maturity, but even if small girls are included, they don't bear children for chieftain until they've entered the menstruation cycle. But with harem girls, Mumzy, menstruation came at an awfully young age, allowing her to bear a baby in December 1884 for Chief Akiri. The shocking case with Mumzy is that her daughter Z also gave birth at a young age, and this made Mumzy the youngest grandmother at the age of 17. Didn't expect anything like that, did you? Well, before we continue on with this list, just a quick reminder for you to like, share, and subscribe to our channel if you have enjoyed this video so far. You guys are the reason why we're able to create this content, so your assistance is highly appreciated, and with that, we're going to carry on with our list of the youngest mothers. Number 6. Griseldina Acuna, Colombia. The arrival of sexual maturity, normal for a girl. The starting of the menstruation cycle normally begins at the ages of around 13 to 14, but in some rare cases this phenomenon can happen at even younger ages. But in the unique case of Griseldina Acuna, she began menstruating as a toddler at age 3. At age 8 years old, she gave birth with a baby boy. While there are not many details available, it is known that a family friend was the rapist. Number 5. Unnamed girl, India. In rural parts of India, due to the devastating amount of people living in poverty and having to fight day and night to survive with the lack of food, water, and even basic education, it is brutally common for parents to sell their daughters to adult men so that they are no longer responsible for them. It is a terrible ordeal as female children have become objects of trade for survival. Child marriage is a common, grotesque act of child abusers and rapists that happens every day in rural parts of the majestic land of India. This unnamed girl was the victim of such a situation. The exact details of the man she was sold to are unknown, but there is medical evidence to suggest that she died in labor at the age of 8. The baby did not survive either. Number 4. Zuma Gugulethu Morales. This is another tragic rape case. 8-year-old Zuma was raped by her uncle, and she delivered the baby on the 12th of January 1993. The daughters noted that both she and the baby were in good health. Due to the fact that her pregnancy was caused by her uncle raping her, her parents found the circumstances embarrassing and wished to keep things a secret, but the media revealed her name anyway. Number 3. H. India. Her actual name is unknown, but she's referred to as H. She's an Indian girl who gave birth in 1932 via C-section. She had not experienced any form of puberty, which is why her pregnancy tends to be especially shocking to some. She was rushed into the hospital due to an immense pain in her lower abdomen, but after taking several tests, it was later discovered that she was pregnant and was going into labor, thus the doctors prepped her for a C-section delivery. Other than this, there's not many details about her. Besides the medical records from the hospital, there is no documentation regarding the girl's background or anything else. Since she was 6 years old, she would be considered one of the youngest mothers in the world. Number 2. Yelizaveta Grishchenko, Soviet Union. She was from Ukraine in the Soviet Union and gave birth at the age of 6 years old in 1934. Her story is especially tragic as she was raped by her maternal grandmother at age 5. Her parents insisted that the baby be delivered naturally, as C-sections were a new concept at the time. Things went wrong and the baby was stillborn. The attention her family got for the entire situation led them to moving away. What is shocking and horrifying is that the grandfather who raped her went with them. And now for the most shocking pregnancy on our list. Hold on to your seats, ladies and gentlemen, as this next pregnancy will surely shock you. Number 1. Lina Medina, Peru. Lina was carried to a hospital by the family because of the increasing tummy, and they suspected that she might suffer from a tumor. The girl had been menstruating when she was only 8 months old and had complete breasts when she turned 4. The doctor asked for a second opinion, and this move gained attention to the extent that a company was offering her $5,000 just to film her story, but they rejected it. Lina gave birth on May 14, 1939 to a healthy boy named as Gerardo Medina through a C-section. Lena's parents set an arrangement to Lena and Gerardo as siblings, but at 10 years old, he found out that Lena was his real mother. It was suspected that her father raped her, but he was released because of the lack of evidence. Still, she handles to live a normal life, finishing school and working as a secretary, but her son Gerardo died at age 40 because of bone marrow disease. And with that, we will conclude our video for today, the youngest mothers in the world. While the topic might inspire curiosity, it is admittedly very grotesque. There's no easy way to discuss young children being preyed upon by dangerous people around them. While there is nothing we can do for the youngest mothers in the world, at the very least we can look at their stories with sympathy and compassion, and learn to be careful about who we leave our children with. The parents must take accountability of protecting their children, not just girls, but boys as well. Also, there must be some strict punishments defined for the people who commit such crimes of rape and child abuse, so that the children can be protected within our society and make it a safe place for children to nurture and thrive. Before we leave, we would once again like to remind you to like this video and share it around so that we can create more awareness, and also please make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you in our next video.